Hey guys, today's video is a Christmas holiday inspired tutorial on this look I am currently wearing. I'm not very chatty in today's video, so I want to start off by apologizing. I have really bad seasonal asthma at the moment, and every time I would talk I would end up having a coughing fit, so I kind of like kept it to the minimal details of what I was actually doing rather than being chatty in today's video. So I'm sorry about that, but I promise there'll be plenty more chatty videos to come. I just really felt like doing a Christmas sort of holiday inspired makeup look, something with gold on the lids and a bright red lip. And after I saw Desi and Lustrelux talking about the Urban Decay glitter liner in Midnight Cowboy, I knew I had to grab it and try it out. So that is what is on my lids today. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieve this look and all the products on my face, then just simply keep watching. So I'm going to start off by priming my face. I have already spritzed it with my MAC Fix Plus when I got out of the shower, so now I'm on to this step. And I like to use two primers. So I've got the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue, and I like to concentrate this on my forehead and around my nose, which is where I tend to get oily throughout the day. Then I like to use my Hangover Primer by Too Faced for the lower part of my face, because that's where I have a lot of dry skin, because that's where I'm prone to acne breakouts and where I sort of concentrate on my skincare. So I need a bit of hydration on the lower part of my face and a bit of mattifying properties on the forehead and nose. So I'm just going to take my favorite foundation, which is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade 120, and I just like to pump it onto a hard surface, so like a compact, and I just like to pump like 2 or 3 pumps. I'm nearly out of this. I've got a new one ready to open, but I feel like there's still, yeah, you can hear it, there's still plenty of product in here. It's just not pumping out. And I don't want to waste it because it's an expensive foundation. Here, I'll try it. Oh, there we go. It's like you got to hold it kind of upright to get it to pump out, so I don't know what's going on there, and I've made a nice mess. But I'm going to take my Sigma Angled Kabuki, which is a F84 brush. I love this for applying my foundation. It's such a nice angled brush, and I like it just because the bristles are a little bit fluffier. And don't forget, if you guys are wanting to purchase any Sigma brushes or beauty related products, I do have a discount code. You can use Hannah at checkout, which will get you 10% off your orders, and it's valid any time of year. So any time of year you can use it, and I'll link all the brushes I'm using in the description box for you guys as well. I'm just going to start by dotting the foundation around my face. And I always do my foundation in sections, so I usually do like my one side of my cheek, the other side of my cheek, and then my forehead. Just going to add a little bit of extra foundation where I have any pigmentation that I want to try cover up a little better. I find this foundation is like just a really nice medium coverage. It's not super full coverage. So if you have blemish prone skin, or if you have a lot of redness like I do, you'll just need to add extra product. Excuse my lighting. You'll just have to add extra product where you need it. So now it's time for concealer, and I've been using the Naked Skin by Urban Decay concealer this week. So I hadn't been using it more often because I only had the fair shade, which only works on me when I'm super fair and not fake tanned. So I recently picked up the shade Light Neutral, and I find that this is like sort of my skin color when I'm fake tan shade. So mixing the two together just makes the perfect sort of concealing and highlighting shade. So by itself it's perfect just to conceal blemishes, but together I can achieve like a highlighted center of the face, because I do like highlighting my under eyes and my forehead and my chin just a little bit. I don't go too overboard with the highlighting, but I do like a little bit of it. So I'm just going to jump in, I'll show you what I do. So I start off with the fair concealer. And then I move on to the light shade. So I just like to take my beauty blender and blend it all out. I usually start with my forehead, my chin, and then do my eyes last. So now taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light, and taking my Sigma Soft Blend Concealer Brush, which is the F64, I'm going to set my under eyes with this. And then for the rest of my face, I'm using a Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium and my Large Powder F30 brush by Sigma. I'm just going to quickly take my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Primer and prime my eyelids and set them as well, just while I'm setting my face. And I'm just going to take that Soft Blend Concealer brush and just pat it over my lid. Now I always like to do my contouring before I do my brows. Like I like to get all my face products down first, then do my brows, which I know a lot of people don't do their makeup that way, but that's just my personal preference. So I'm going to take my favorite powdered bronzer, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer in Medium Deep. This is a matte bronzer and it is hands down my all-time favorite bronzer in the entire world. I love it so much. And I'm going to be using my Sigma Soft Angled Contour Brush, which is the F23, just to really chisel out my cheekbones. So I just like to press the brush in the bronzer, and then I just like to then press the brush along the angles of my contour. And I prefer using patting motions when I'm using powdered bronzers and contours, because I find if I don't, I seem to disturb my foundation really easily. I don't know why, because a lot of I don't know why, because a lot of other people seem to really blend their product up their face, but if I do that, I feel like I literally take my foundation with it, so I don't personally do that. So I'm just going to take my Hourglass Surreal Lighting Edit palette, which is a marble looking one, and I'm going to use this blush shade in the palette just because it's a really nice sort of neutral blush shade, just because I'm not sure what lip colour I'm going to use at the moment, so I want to do something neutral on the cheeks. And I'm taking my Large Angled Contour F40 brush to pop that on my apples of my cheeks. And while I'm at it, I'm going to take my F05 small contour brush again and use a little bit of the bronzer shade in this palette too. It's kind of like a really nice sort of iridescent bronzer, and I'm just going to put some of that in my contour. Alright, now it's time for my brows. Thankfully I actually just had them done a couple of days ago, so they're really nice and tinted. So I'm just going to go in with my Precisely Brow Pencil today in the shade 3. When they're just freshly done, I really don't do much to them because the tint saves my life, and as you guys would know, I don't have super sort of dramatic brows. They're quite natural brows. So I just like to take this pencil and sort of run it through and even them up as much as possible. My eyebrows are more like step cousins than they are sisters, and sometimes people's faces are just like that. Like my face isn't symmetrical whatsoever. My eye sockets are totally different shapes and sizes as well. So you just work with what you've got. Not everyone is perfectly symmetrical. Whipping out my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows. So I'm going to start with this shade here. Whoa, I just stuck my finger in it. With this shade here, which is called Cream Brulee, which is just like a really nice darker sort of transition shade. And I'm going to take a E40 tapered blending brush to blend it all throughout my crease. Transition shades are super important because it just helps to blend all your other eyeshadows later on. So next up on my blending E25 Sigma brush, I'm going to be taking this shade here, which is called Mocha, which is like a dark cool brown. A dark cool tone brown is what I'm trying to say. But it's my favorite outer corner shade in the entire world. It's this perfection. I'm just going to start by focusing it on my very outer corner and sort of blending it into my crease slightly. And now I'm just going to take my pencil E30 brush and run the shade Mocha along my lower lash line. So I just recently got my hands on the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the shade Midnight Cowboy because I saw Desi Perkins and Katie from Luster Lux talking about it, and they had it all over their lid and I really wanted it to put all over my lid, so that's what I'm going to do today. So it is a liner and it has a really thin sort of applicator so you can run it along your lash line obviously, but I'm going to put it all over my lid where I have no shadow. And I'm going to take my Australis black eyeliner and just run it along my lash line. And I'm just going to jump off camera and put some Ardell Demi Wispies on because I can't put them on camera. So I'm going to do it off camera and I'll be back. So I've got my falsies on now. I'm going to pop some mascara on, which is the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express Mascara in black. And I'm just going to coat my lower lashes pretty liberally. And then just a little bit on my upper lashes too to blend them with the falsies. So I'm going to be using Gerard Cosmetics Immortal Lip Pencil and Mercury Rising in the liquid lip. So guys, this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do give me a big thumbs up. Leave me some comments below and of course subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.